Hey everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another Close to My Heart Twisted Sisters video hop. This month, the Twisted Sisters are featuring products from the March-April catalog, and I have chosen to feature the Honey Bunny papers and stickers. Okay, so the twist that I'm going to do is I'm going to scrapbook hiking pictures. Okay, so these are some scenery pictures. Normally you would look at this collection and think Easter and just scrapbooking, Easter morning, Easter dinner, Easter baskets, and all that such. But I'm going to scrapbook scenery pictures that I took on a hike not too long ago. Okay, so I'm going to start out by using a base of Seabrook, and this is the light side, and I'm using these stencils. The stencil is, it is the Swiss dot stencil, and I purchased both the stencil and the embossing folder together, and we will be getting more of these in stock along with the Honey Bunny papers and stickers. They're coming in this month, and I'm going to just add a little bit of stenciling around, and it's very subtle. I'm using Glacier ink, and I'm not being super precise. I'm adding the masking tape so that I don't over stencil over the sides and create a harsh line. So I'm just kind of blending just to get some little dots there on the background. It kind of looks a little bit like snow, and it's just a little interesting. It's really hard to see on camera, but you notice them in the finished product. Okay, so now I'm also pulling in a piece of the mix-in papers. This is it has a base color of sage, and that's one of the colors that are part of the Honey Bunny collection. And for each panel, for the left side and the right side, I'm going to cut 2 of each. So you'll need 2 more strips of this pattern and 2 more of the next. So you need 6 strips all together, and they are a 3/4 of an inch wide. And then off camera, I'll go ahead and trim them down to 11 inches each. Okay, so these 6 strips that I just cut are for just the left side of the layout, and I'll do it all over again for the right side. So I'm going to create a cluster and weave these strips down in the lower left corner of my layout. So I'm going to lay everything out here just so that I could get a feel for what length I wanted them to be. So after I did this off camera, I cut them all down to 11 inches. So I'm just weaving, so you go over, under, over, and then the next one is going to go under, and then over, and then under. And they're a little fussy, and I'll show you a trick after I get everything laid out on how to actually adhere these. And then the next one, the glacier piece, is going to go over and then under and over. Okay, so that's the general look of that woven corner. I'll bring my picture in, and then off camera I created some mats, one in glacier and one in pine. So I'm double matting this 5x7. Okay, so I've cut my title from the new outline alphabet thin cuts, and so when you run it through for a single pass, you get an outline and then you get the solid center. So I cut them in both sage and acorn, and then I've cut 2 more layers of white for the solid letters so that I can stack them and create a little dimension under that solid, and then that outline is on the lower level. Let's give it a little interest there. So I cut out my title, and it says Winter Hike. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on the right panel with the weaving, and it's going to go in the upper right corner. Okay, so here's the trick for adhering. If you add your adhesive just to a portion of your strip and leave the other without adhesive, then you'll be able to weave your cardstock. And it took me a minute because I wanted the weaving to match the left side. And so the first time I wove everything, I realized that I had it wrong. So I had to kind of pull things apart and try again. So Just go over, under, over, and then the other side is over, under, over. I'm looking at it. Nope, I got it wrong. So I'm looking at the other side, the other panel, which is off camera. And there we go. I'm figuring it out. Don't glue anything until you get it right. Okay, so we'll go under and then over and then under, and I think I got it right there. Okay, so to do the corners, the woven piece, I used wet glue, and so I just kind of picked up this whole section and then squeezed my glue underneath there just to kind of get it started, stuck down, and then in different sections I lifted and glued and got it all down there. So that makes it a little bit easier by leaving your adhesive on just a portion of the strip before you can have a chance to get it all woven down and get it tacked down properly. Okay, so now these are both sides, and I'm going to speed this up because I'm just layering my photos on the photo mats that I made. So we're just going to stack them all up here with tape runner, and then I'm going to use some foam tape to pop them like I do with my matted pictures. And then I'll do the same thing on the right side with my 3x4 pictures. And I'm going to double mat them as well. And then I'm going to pop them with some foam tape. Make sure I like the way everything's looking. So even though these papers are bright and spring-like, even though it was a really bright sunny day, and look at that blue sky, you can use them for hiking. Okay, so I have pulled this really cool Spellbinders die, and it is called Hiking Through the Meadows, and you can layer them up, or they've got detailed layering, and you can create some hiking boots with the laces. And so I use the light and dark side of mocha and acorn and pine. And then I have this stamp. I think it's a deer. I don't think it's an elk, but close enough. And this collection's called The Wildlife, and I believe it's still available, and it has coordinating thin cuts, and the images are solid, but they have dots, and so they kind of, it kind of ties in with the stenciling that I did. So I'm going to stamp this twice in acorn ink on acorn paper, and then off camera I'll die cut it. Okay, so I've cut out white cardstock as well to layer and create a little dimension so it looks like chipboard, and we'll get that last layer on and glued together, and then we have a deer or an elk. And that'll go on the left panel. Okay, so off camera first I'm gonna do a little journaling. So I'm bringing in these stickers from Honeybunny, and there's a lot of journaling strips on the sticker sheet. So don't discount it for only Easter, because they're very useful, and you can pull these journal strips in just about anywhere. Okay, so I have journaled the date and the location, and we were at Elk Meadows. And so it's hard to see in the little photo because they were pretty far away from us, but there was a herd of elk that were resting in that cluster of trees in that picture that I'll be putting on the right side. And then I'm going to add even more journaling. So I'm cutting a strip of Glacier. This is the regular color of Glacier. No, I'm sorry, that's the regular color of Seabrook. And I cut a 1/4 inch, and then I'm doing some strip journaling. Talking about, it's a lot harder to hike on snow than it is on dirt. So it was a good hike. It wasn't hugely long, but it was about a little over 4 miles, so it was a good hike that day. So I've got my strip journaling here, and then off camera I'll trim that down to 4 strips instead of 3. I thought it filled up the space better with 4, but that's going to be the general look of my layout. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get these boots glued down. I went ahead and off camera I glued my strip journaling down and my titles down. We're almost there. So we'll go ahead and glue down these cute boots, hacking boots, and then we'll glue down the elk. And then we'll add our 2 stickers. If you haven't tried this precision glue press from the makers of the Misty, it is so handy, and it has that little saddle there that you can leave it open all the time and you just grab it and glue. So, well, not all the time open, but the time that when you're creating. Very handy. And then to finish it off, I'm going to use some of these glacier dots that are from the Honeybunny Dots collection. And I believe they're currently out of stock, but they are expecting a little bit more in this month. So keep an eye out for that. So I'm just going to scatter a whole bunch of these little guys around. And then I'll give you some close-up shots. So be sure to check out the link that I'll put in the description below, and also I'll put a link at the end of this video where you can find all of the Twisted Sisters videos for this month. Be sure to check out all the cool things they've done. I'll make a list of all the supplies that I used with links, so you can get these products, and then again, keep an eye out for some of the ones that are out of stock. They will be coming back in this month. And stay tuned for a future video, and I'll discuss the future of Close to My Heart and plans for my YouTube channel and so on and so forth. Stay tuned. I will be continuing to create videos, so no worries. I'm going to keep going forward with that, and I believe the Twisted Sisters are going to go forward too. So stay tuned for news. It's coming soon. Okay, and thanks for watching.